The 2020 presidential election is right around the corner, and now state leaders are trying to figure out the best plan for mail-in voting. A voter rights coalition sued the Louisiana Secretary of State, saying that he wasn't doing enough to protect people's right to vote. It ended with the federal judge ruling in favor of that coalition on Wednesday, expanding early voting and more mail-in voting excuses. KSLA News 12's Destiny Patterson sat down and talked with the leader of that coalition today.
Even though this country has gone through election season 59 times, COVID-19 is posing some new challenges, one of them being mail-in voting.
It felt like the emergency plan that was being presented really prioritized partisan politics instead of just prioritizing people's safety and public health.
Secretary of State Kyle Ardoin proposed an emergency plan that would allow people to vote by mail if they tested positive for COVID-19.
It did make sense that only people with COVID or that had COVID would have the ability to request, because the whole point is that this is a public health and public safety issue that we're trying to address.
Some people are worried that absentee voting will lead to voter fraud.
They got over $7 million from the federal government in this last in the Federal CARES Act, and in those resources was money to actually do ballot tracking. The money could be used for that, but that's not what the Secretary of State chose to use his resources for.
On Wednesday, Federal District Court Judge Shelley Dick ruled in favor of the Power Coalition.
It gives folks 5 more reasons that they can actually request an absentee ballot versus the current reasons.
Those reasons range from having COVID-19 symptoms to being a caretaker.
And the reality is that we just don't have a lot of time.
And with the election just 45 days away, she says the clock is ticking. In Shreveport, Destiny Patterson, KSLA News 12.